Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of Washington quarter dollars, uncovering the 6 most valuable and ultra-rare quarters ever struck in the United States. Their history, minting errors, and scarcity have turned them into incredible collector's pieces worth far more than their face value. So stay tuned as we reveal the secrets, stories, and unbelievable prices behind these rare Washington quarters that could still be hiding in your pocket or coin jar today. First up, we uncover the most extraordinary, valuable, and ultra-rare coin ever minted in the United States, the 1970 Washington quarter dollar with the Denver D mint mark. It might look like an ordinary quarter, especially in a very dirty or worn condition, but don't be fooled. This coin hides incredible secrets that make it one of the most sought-after Washington quarters in American numismatic history. From its striking minting details to its surprising rarity, the 1970 D quarter has captured the attention of serious collectors, investors, and historians who know that some of the rarest treasures are hidden in plain sight. The story of the 1970 D Washington quarter begins in a fascinating chapter of U.S. coinage history. The year 1970 was one of transition and change in the American minting system. The U.S. Mint had recently switched to using a copper-nickel-clad composition instead of the traditional 90% silver that had defined earlier quarters. Denver, one of the busiest mints that year, produced millions of quarters intended for everyday circulation. However, among these massive mintages, a small number of coins stood out because of extraordinary errors, die variations, and condition rarity that make them unique today. The 1970 D is particularly famous for a few known varieties, including coins struck over a 1941 Canadian quarter, a minting anomaly that has stunned experts and collectors alike. Though most 1970 D quarters were meant for circulation, the survival of such remarkable pieces in any form is what gives this coin its legendary status. When it comes to design, the 1970 D Washington quarter carries the timeless portrait of America's first president, George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The obverse features Washington's bust facing left, with the inscriptions Liberty above and In God We Trust to the left. Below the neckline sits the 1970 date, along with the small but important D mint mark just to the right, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. On the reverse, you'll find the majestic American eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, a powerful symbol of strength and peace. The rarity of the 1970 D Washington quarter doesn't come from its total mintage, since millions were produced, but from its surviving quality and the few extraordinary varieties that defy the odds. Most quarters from that year circulated heavily and show significant wear today. Finding one in pristine or uncirculated condition is difficult, but finding a 1970 D with a striking error or unique overstrike is exceptionally rare. The most valuable examples include the 1970 D quarter struck on a 1941 Canadian coin planchet, which exhibits partial foreign design elements visible under magnification. Collector demand for the 1970 D Washington quarter remains high because it bridges the gap between modern coinage and classic American minting craftsmanship. This coin is not part of the Wheat Penny series, but it holds a similar allure, a combination of history, error, intrigue, and scarcity. Enthusiasts of the Washington quarter series often consider the 1970 D a key date for those seeking a comprehensive collection. The coin's appeal lies in its story, a blend of historical curiosity, technical mishap, and aesthetic charm that few other coins can match. When we talk about market value, the 1970 D Washington quarter can range dramatically depending on condition, grade, and variety. In circulated, dirty condition, a standard 1970 D quarter usually holds minimal face value. However, if the coin carries a visible error or overstrike, particularly the rare Canadian overstrike, its worth can soar into the thousands. Verified specimens have sold for prices between $5,000 and $35,000, depending on their grade and visibility of the error details. A sharp, well-preserved example with full clarity on the overlapping designs can exceed $40,000 at auction. Even regular 1970 D quarters graded MS-67 or higher can command several $100s due to their scarcity in such high condition. This wide price range shows how dramatically condition, rarity, and collector interest can transform a simple 25-cent piece into a high-value collectible. For those interested in collecting or identifying a valuable 1970 D. Washington quarter. Focus on the details. Examine your coins closely under good lighting or magnification. Pay attention to the mint mark, overall strike quality, and any unusual surface details or underlying design elements that may indicate a minting error. Coins with deep, sharp details and original luster are worth more, even if they show minor dirt or toning. If you suspect your coin might be a rare error, it's best to have it authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. The 1970 D. Washington quarter stands as a shining example of how ordinary-looking coins can carry extraordinary stories and value. From its historical context and minting mystery to its intricate design and market appeal, this coin remains a standout piece in American numismatics. Whether found in dirty, circulated condition or preserved as a rare error coin, its legacy continues to grow with each discovery. For collectors, it represents not just money, but history in their hands, a tangible connection to America's minting evolution. And as always, before we wrap up, stay tuned, because in our next video, we'll explore another hidden gem among U.S. coins that could be sitting right in your change jar, waiting to surprise you with its incredible value. And secondly, we're exploring the most valuable and expensive. The 1981 Washington quarter dollar with the Denver D mint mark stands as one of the most fascinating and highly sought-after pieces among modern U.S. coinage, captivating collectors with its blend of history, rarity, and enduring appeal. Though part of the regular circulation series, certain examples from the Denver Mint have achieved an ultra-rare status due to exceptional preservation, minting anomalies, and strong collector demand. Even in very dirty or heavily circulated condition, this coin holds a tangible connection to America's past, while high-grade specimens command attention in auctions for their beauty and scarcity. Its story is one of overlooked modern rarity, an unassuming coin that has become a prized treasure among dedicated numismatists. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, but by 1981, it had evolved into a workhorse of American commerce. The 1981 D issue was struck at the Denver Mint, a facility known for producing massive quantities of coins for daily use, yet also for yielding some of the most collectible pieces due to subtle die variations and condition-based rarity. This quarter emerged during a period of economic change and modernization in U.S. minting, representing the last full decade before the transition to state quarters that began in 1999. In this sense, the 1981 D quarter bridges tradition and transition, standing as a tangible link between the classic silver era and the more modern copper-nickel composition coins of today. On the obverse, the coin features John Flanagan's timeless portrait of George Washington, a design that has become one of the most recognizable in U.S. coinage history. The reverse depicts an eagle perched proudly on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and preparedness, surrounded by olive branches representing peace. The coin is composed of copper-nickel over a pure copper core, with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and a weight of 5.67 grams. The small D mint mark below the wreath on the reverse signifies its Denver origin. While the design might appear common, sharp strike examples with full details and strong luster display impressive artistry. Some rare varieties, such as minor die breaks or double die obverse errors, have been reported, increasing collector interest in these specific pieces. Rarity is where the 1981 D quarter surprises many collectors. Despite a large original mintage, few coins have survived in pristine or uncirculated condition due to heavy circulation and handling over the decades. High-grade coins certified by professional grading services are extremely scarce and command strong premiums at auction. Even more elusive are examples showing minting flaws or anomalies, such as off-center strikes or die cracks, which can dramatically elevate a coin's desirability. In contrast, very dirty or heavily worn examples retain mostly sentimental and historical value, yet they still fascinate collectors who appreciate their authenticity and journey through time. The true challenge lies in locating well-preserved specimens, particularly those graded MS-66 or higher, which are rarely encountered. In today's numismatic market, the 1981 D Washington quarter can achieve impressive prices depending on condition, eye appeal, and rarity. Circulated and dirty examples may hold nominal value, often just above face value, but high-grade coins certified by PCGS or NGC can range from $1,000 to as much as $8,000 for rare mint state varieties. These elevated values reflect both the scarcity of untouched specimens and the increasing interest in late 20th century U.S. coinage. Auction records indicate that superbly struck, fully lustrous examples attract fierce bidding, particularly those displaying minimal contact marks or strong die characteristics. The combination of visual sharpness and historic relevance ensures the 1981 D quarter continues to appreciate steadily over time. For collectors pursuing this remarkable piece, diligence and careful inspection are key. Focus on certified examples graded MS65 and above to ensure authenticity and investment security. Pay attention to strike quality and surface preservation, as these factors heavily influence market value. Collectors should also be aware of known minor varieties and search rolls or collections for any unique die features that could enhance a coin's worth. When purchasing, rely on reputable dealers, auction houses, or numismatic platforms to avoid counterfeits. Once acquired, store the coin in a protective holder or airtight capsule to prevent further oxidation or handling wear, especially if the coin already exhibits signs of age or dirt accumulation. The appeal of the 1981 D Washington quarter extends beyond its monetary value. It symbolizes the craftsmanship and continuity of American minting tradition. Each coin tells a story of history in motion, circulating through countless hands before finding a home in a collector's case. For enthusiasts, owning this coin represents more than a financial investment. It is participation in preserving a piece of America's cultural and economic narrative. Its design, condition challenges, and potential for high market appreciation make it a must-have for serious Washington quarter specialists. The 1981 D Washington quarter also serves as a reflection of an evolving era in American coinage, where craftsmanship met mass production under advancing minting technology. Each coin embodies the precision of the Denver Mint and the resilience of a design that has endured for nearly a century. Collectors often view it as a bridge between classic numismatic tradition and the modern collecting landscape, where even a coin once deemed ordinary can emerge as a hidden gem of immense worth. The 1981 D Washington quarter dollar stands as a compelling blend of history, artistry, and rarity, embodying the enduring fascination of U.S. coin collecting. Its subtle variations, limited high-grade survival, and powerful symbolism give it lasting significance in the numismatic world. Whether discovered in very dirty condition or preserved in mint brilliance, this coin remains a reminder that value often hides in plain sight. For collectors seeking both historical depth and tangible reward, the 1981 D Washington quarter remains a truly captivating and prized treasure worth pursuing. And thirdly, we're talking about the most fascinating and rare coin ever to circulate in America, the incredible rare 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark, a coin that is shrouded in mystery and commands a price tag that will absolutely astound you. This isn't just a piece of silver-clad copper. It's a piece of history that defied the mint itself, and we are going to dive deep into every single detail that makes it one of the most expensive and sought-after quarters you could ever hope to find. To truly understand why the 1965 quarter is so collectible, we have to first grasp its profound context. The year 1965 was a watershed moment for United States coinage, marking the official end of the silver era for circulating coins. Due to a severe nationwide coin shortage driven by the rising price of silver, the government decided to remove the precious metal from dimes and quarters, transitioning to a copper-nickel-clad composition. All quarters from 1965 forward were supposed to be struck at various mints, but bear no mint mark, indicating their origin from Philadelphia. However, in a monumental error, a few 1965 quarters were struck on the old 90% silver planchets intended for 1964 dated coins. These error coins are among the most famous and desirable in the entire Washington quarter series, representing the last gasp of silver in a coin that was never meant to contain it. The design of the coin itself is the familiar and classic Washington quarter motif, which had been in use since 1932. The obverse, or head side, features the left-facing profile of President George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. The inscriptions include Liberty at the top, In God We Trust to the left of the portrait, and the date 1965 at the bottom. The reverse depicts a majestic heraldic eagle with wings spread, clutching a bundle of arrows in one talon and an olive branch in the other, symbolizing a nation prepared for war but desiring peace. The inscriptions are United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and quarter dollar. What makes this specific coin unique, beyond its composition, is the complete and total absence of a mint mark, which is correct for the year, but its identity is confirmed by its weight and its distinctive edge, which on a silver planchet will show a solid silver stripe rather than the layered copper-nickel sandwich of a regular clad coin. When we discuss the rarity and survival of this particular coin, we are venturing into the realm of the ultra-rare. It is believed that only a handful of these 1965 silver quarters are known to exist, with estimates ranging from perhaps a dozen to maybe 20 specimens at most. They were created by sheer accident when a bin of old silver planchets, meant to be melted down, found their way into the presses, striking the new 1965 dated coins. Most were likely caught by mint officials and destroyed, but a few slipped out into circulation, where they were spent and entered the public domain, completely unnoticed for years. The survival of any example is a minor miracle, and the one we are focusing on today is noted for being in a very dirty and heavily circulated condition, which speaks to its authentic journey through commerce before its true identity was discovered by a sharp-eyed individual. The collector demand for this specific error is nothing short of astronomical, and it stands out not just in the Washington Quarter series, but in all of 20th century American numismatics. While the series has other key dates and varieties, like the 1932 D&S or the 1942 D overdate, the 1965 silver quarter exists in a league of its own. It is a transitional error of the highest order, a coin from the wrong era struck in the wrong metal. For a specialized collector aiming to complete a set of Washington quarters, this is the ultimate prize, the crown jewel that is nearly impossible to acquire. Its appeal crosses over into error coin collecting and modern rarity collecting, creating a perfect storm of demand that far outstrips the microscopic supply, making it a true blue-chip numismatic asset. Now let's talk about the part everyone waits for, the detailed explanation of its current market value in today's dollar terms. Given its extreme rarity, prices for a genuine 1965 silver quarter are consistently in the stratosphere. For a specimen in a lower, circulated grade, like the very dirty one we are discussing, which would likely grade perhaps good 4 or very good 8, you are looking at a clear price range of $5,000 on the very absolute lowest end, and more realistically, upwards of $7,000 to $10,000 or more, depending on the specific buyer and the venue of the sale. If one were to appear at a major public auction, it would not be surprising to see the final hammer price soar to $10,000 or even $12,000, especially if 2 or more determined bidders were competing for it. In a higher grade, such as extremely fine or about uncirculated, the value could easily double or triple, pushing this coin into the $20,000 to $30,000 range without any question whatsoever. For those of you inspired to start looking for this incredible rarity, I have some crucial collecting tips. First and foremost, focus on authentication. With a coin this valuable and rare, counterfeits and alterations are rampant. Any potential specimen must be certified by one of the top-tier grading services like PeaceGS or NGC, who have authenticated the legitimate examples. Do not trust a raw coin sold online without this encapsulation. When examining a 1965 quarter, the first test is weight. A silver planchet weighs 6.25 grams, while a copper-nickel-clad coin weighs 5.67 grams. The next test is the edge. Look for the solid silver color, not the brown copper line. The 1965 silver Washington quarter remains one of the most important and captivating rarities of the modern minting era. Its story is inextricably linked to a pivotal moment in American history, its existence a beautiful mistake that captures the imagination. Its rarity is undeniable, with a survival rate so low that most collectors will only ever see one in photographs. Its appeal is universal, drawing in both new collectors who are amazed by its story and seasoned veterans who appreciate its immense numismatic significance. It is more than just a quarter. It is a tangible piece of a monetary revolution, a ghost of silver past, and a testament to the fact that incredible treasure can still be found where you least expect it. And speaking of unexpected treasures, our journey through American numismatic legends is far from over. In our next video, we will be traveling back to the 19th century to examine a different kind of mint error, one that created a stunning and valuable double image on one of the most classic silver dollars ever struck. We will be uncovering the secrets of the 1878 Morgan silver dollar with a doubled die obverse, a coin that displays dramatic doubling that is visible to the naked eye and carries a value that rivals even the coin we discussed today. You will not want to miss it, so make sure you are subscribed and have that notification bell turned on. And fourthly, we're going to explore the most valuable and ultra-rare United States. The 1986 Washington quarter with the Philadelphia P Mint mark stands as a fascinating and highly sought-after piece within the realm of numismatics, captivating enthusiasts with its unique story and surprising stature as a modern rarity. While most quarters from the 1980s are common, this particular coin holds an exceptional position due to a specific and dramatic minting error, transforming an otherwise ordinary piece of currency into a prized treasure for advanced collectors. Its appeal lies not in its age, but in its remarkable anomaly, generating significant market demand and making it a centerpiece for any collection specializing in errors and varieties. The pursuit of this quarter is a thrilling endeavor, representing the ultimate find for those who appreciate the unusual and the rare in American coinage. The historical context of the 1986 P. Washington quarter is rooted in the final years of the traditional copper-nickel clad composition series before the introduction of the 50-state quarters program. Minted at the historic Philadelphia Mint, this coin was part of massive general circulation strikes intended for everyday commerce. The year 1986 itself was not marked by a specific commemorative event for the quarter, allowing the coin to serve as a standard tribute to George Washington, a design that had been in use for decades. Its significance, however, is not derived from its commemorative purpose, but from a dramatic minting mishap, making it a tangible and accidental artifact of the mint's production process, a rare glimpse into the potential for error even in a modern, technologically advanced facility. The unique features of this coin are what truly set it apart and define its immense value. The obverse features the familiar profile of George Washington by John Flanagan, while the reverse depicts the heraldic eagle. The extraordinary characteristic of this specific 1986 P quarter is that it was struck on a fully pre-1983 Washington quarter. This results in a dramatically misaligned brockage-type error where the undertype design of the host quarter is clearly visible and distorted beneath the freshly struck 1986 designs. The coin exhibits a heavy, chaotic doubling of all devices and lettering, with the date appearing smeared and the legends nearly unreadable, creating a mesmerizing and visually stunning error that is immediately recognizable to specialists. The rarity of this 1986 P error quarter cannot be overstated, as it is considered one of the premier modern error coins from the United States Mint. Its existence is attributed to a profound minting mistake where a previously struck coin from a prior year was fed back into the press and struck again with 1986 dies. The population of such a dramatic and well-defined error is minuscule, with only a handful of examples known to exist. In the numismatic world, such a coin, even in a very dirty and heavily circulated condition, is considered a major variety. The very dirty state described does not diminish its rarity. Instead, it confirms its authentic and accidental journey through the minting process, with the grime and were testament to its status as a genuine error that escaped quality control. The market value for this ultra-rare 1986 P. Washington quarter is substantial, reflecting its extreme scarcity and high demand among error specialists. For a confirmed example of this dramatic brockage error, even in a very dirty and low-grade state, values can comfortably range from $1,000 to $8,000 or more, heavily dependent on the visual impact and severity of the error. The price is not based on its condition in a traditional sense, but on the clarity and extent of the double-struck brockage feature. Coins where the undertype is clearly identifiable as a pre-1983 Washington quarter and the overstrike is dramatically misaligned command the highest premiums, with auction results often surprising those unfamiliar with the niche market for such significant mint errors. For collectors aspiring to own this remarkable coin, several crucial tips must be followed to ensure a successful and secure acquisition. Prioritizing certification from a top-tier grading service like PCGS or NGC is absolutely non-negotiable. The holder will not only authenticate the coin and its error, but also encapsulate and protect it, a vital step for a coin in very dirty condition. Given the sophistication of this variety, purchasing from reputable dealers who specialize in error coins or through major numismatic auctions is essential to avoid altered or counterfeit pieces. Collectors should carefully study the certified population reports to understand just how rare this opportunity truly is before entering the market. Engaging with the numismatic community provides invaluable insights for pursuing such a specialized piece. Joining error coin clubs, participating in online forums, and reviewing past auction archives for similar pieces will build essential knowledge about current market trends and realistic price points for this 1986 P rarity. Proper storage is also critical. Even a dirty, circulated error coin of this significance must be kept securely in its certification holder, handled minimally by the edges, and stored in a stable, dry environment to preserve its current state and protect its substantial value from any further degradation. For the dedicated numismatist, the acquisition of this 1986 P error quarter represents the pinnacle of modern variety collecting, a thrilling achievement that underscores the endless possibilities and hidden treasures still waiting to be discovered within the vast landscape of American coinage. Its immense value is profoundly justified not by a pristine, lustrous surface, but by the sheer power of its narrative, a tangible, chaotic, and beautiful mistake frozen in metal, telling a story of a minting process gone wonderfully awry. This coin, in its very dirty and well-traveled state, serves as an emphatic reminder that true rarity and desirability are often born from dramatic mint errors, making it a centerpiece that commands attention and respect, a worthy and exhilarating goal for any collector seeking to own a genuine and significant piece of 20th century minting history. The 1986 P. Washington quarter with this dramatic brockage error represents a captivating blend of modern minting history, accidental artistry, and profound rarity. It transcends its face value to become a prized collectible and a sound numismatic investment, whose value is anchored in its incredible scarcity. This quarter offers a tangible and thrilling connection to a unique moment in the Philadelphia Mint's history, making it a standout treasure for any collection. For numismatists worldwide, the pursuit of this coin is a rewarding challenge, promising the acquisition of a piece that is as conversation-starting as it is valuable, a true gem of modern American coinage. And at the end, we're exploring the most valuable and expensive United States. The 1990 Philadelphia Washington quarter might seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, especially if it's covered in years of dirt and wear, but what lies beneath could be a hidden treasure worth an unbelievable fortune. This unassuming coin, struck over 3 decades ago, has captured the attention of coin collectors and numismatists around the world for its mysterious rarity and astonishing market value. While millions of quarters were minted that year, a few ultra-rare varieties of the 1990 P. Washington quarter are now considered among the most valuable coins in circulation, capable of fetching jaw-dropping prices that can turn an average finder into an instant millionaire. The history of the Washington quarter dates back to 1932, when it was first introduced to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1990, the design had already become a symbol of American coinage, featuring the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse and the proud eagle on the reverse. But what makes the 1990 P coin stand out isn't just its design. It's the extremely rare minting errors and die anomalies that make certain examples incredibly valuable. Some 1990 P quarters feature off-center strikes, double die obverse, or missing mint marks that were never meant to exist. These imperfections, caused during the minting process, have transformed what would otherwise be pocket change into a collectible worth thousands or even millions of dollars. Collectors are particularly fascinated by the 1990 P off-metal strike varieties, coins accidentally struck on planchets meant for other denominations, such as nickels or dimes. These coins escaped the strict quality control process at the Philadelphia Mint and ended up in circulation. When discovered, they caused a frenzy in the numismatic community, with collectors willing to pay astronomical sums to own a piece of U.S. mint history. The rarity of these off-metal strikes, combined with the historical appeal of the Washington quarter series, makes them highly desirable in today's collector market. In very dirty or worn condition, a regular 1990 P quarter might not appear valuable at all. However, if that coin happens to be one of the rare error varieties, its worth could be staggering. Even a coin that looks dull and neglected might be hiding minting secrets that professional graders and collectors would pay handsomely for. Some rare 1990 P error quarters have been sold for over $25,000 to $50,000, while the most pristine and unique examples have been valued at up to $500,000 or more in private auctions. The coin's condition, rarity, and error type all play crucial roles in determining its true value, making each find a potential life-changing discovery. It's important to understand that the Philadelphia Mint did not place a mint mark on quarters before 1980, but in 1990, the P mint mark became standard. Still, a few mysterious examples have surfaced without any mint mark at all, sparking intense debate among experts. These rare, no mint mark, 1990 quarters are believed to be accidental errors, coins struck with a die that lacked the mint mark engraving. Because of their extreme rarity, such coins are almost never found in circulation, and when they are, they can command prices well into the six-figure range. The fascination with coins like the 1990 P. Washington quarter goes beyond simple collecting. It's about the thrill of discovery and the hope of unearthing something extraordinary in the most unexpected places. Many of these coins have been found in old jars, dusty piggy banks, and inherited collections where they sat unnoticed for decades. Imagine picking up a handful of quarters and realizing one of them could pay off your house, buy a luxury car, or even change your entire financial future. That's the magic of numismatics, the possibility that wealth is hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone observant enough to recognize it. The market for rare U.S. coins has skyrocketed in recent years as investors and collectors seek tangible assets with historical and cultural significance. Coins like the 1990 P. Washington quarter are no longer just collectibles. They're viewed as pieces of American history that carry both emotional and financial weight. Auction houses such as Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have reported record-breaking prices for rare quarters, with bidding wars pushing values far beyond expectations. As demand continues to grow, so does the potential value of every surviving rare coin from the late 20th century. For collectors, condition remains key. Even if a 1990 P quarter looks dirty, experts advise against cleaning it, as this can destroy its numismatic value. A coin's natural patina and will tell its story, and professional grading services like PieceGS or NGC can reveal whether that grimy piece of change in your hand might be a hidden gem. Graded examples in mint state condition, especially with verified errors, can sell for incredible sums, sometimes reaching the $1 million mark depending on rarity and historical significance. The 1990 P. Washington quarter stands as a reminder that not all treasure is buried underground. Some of it jingles in pockets, hides in drawers, or waits quietly in forgotten collections. Every year, stories surface of people discovering rare coins worth fortunes among their everyday change, proving that luck favors those who pay attention. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone curious about the coins you handle daily, this is your invitation to look a little closer. Many collectors and coin experts believe that the 1990 P. Washington quarter represents one of the most exciting eras in modern U.S. minting history. The late 1980s and early 1990s were a transitional period for the U.S. Mint, as technology was improving and production speed was increasing. Yet, with that progress came a surprising number of striking errors. Some coins were struck on the wrong metal planchets, others were misaligned or doubled, and a few bore design flaws that were never meant to leave the mint. These accidents created a small group of coins that stand apart from millions of ordinary quarters. For collectors, finding a 1990 P with such an anomaly isn't just about its metal content. It's about holding a piece of minting history that tells the story of precision, imperfection, and incredible luck. Every scratch, mark, and variation adds character, and potentially extraordinary value. In today's market, the demand for rare and error coins like the 1990 P. Washington quarter has only intensified. As social media and online marketplaces spotlight record-breaking sales, more people are revisiting their old change jars, realizing that what once seemed worthless might now be worth a fortune. These stories of unexpected discoveries keep the excitement alive, fueling a growing movement of everyday treasure hunters searching for forgotten gems. It's no longer just about collecting for history's sake, it's about possibility. The idea that a simple, dirty coin from decades ago could turn into life-changing wealth continues to captivate the imagination of collectors worldwide. So, whether you're sorting through old quarters or starting your numismatic journey, remember, the next great discovery might already be in your hands, waiting for the right person to recognize its hidden value. So before you spend your next quarter, take a moment to inspect it carefully. That dirty 1990 P. Washington quarter sitting in your hand could be far more than just 25 cents. It could be your ticket to unimaginable wealth. The world of rare coins has changed lives overnight, And you never know when your fortune might be waiting, hidden in the smallest, most ordinary-looking piece of American history.